something new. Everything, I guess, is new around here. The bench, the fold-down bench is working great. The plan was to hang my old woodworking vise on the bench. Because remember, I put my Wilton vise on the workbench over there. I'll show you in a minute. But then I added this dartboard, and I realized this is a lot heavier than this, and so folding this down with this wasn't going to happen. What are we going to do? Let's take a look. First off, we get the bench down. This thing, you can see how long has it been up, and it's got paint and just varnish stains. But we're going to clean up this vise, and then we're going to put it back right where it was. When I mounted the Wilton vise, I actually left just enough room, unintentionally, that they can both coexist, and I don't use them both at the same time. So I'm pretty happy about that. So it's a matter of getting it cleaned up, which is something I've been neglecting doing for a long time because my garage was such a mess. Ugh. My garage was such a mess that I didn't feel like coming out and polishing a vise. It's got a lot of wear on it, but it was a big purchase back in my 20s. So I don't know how far we're going to take it, but we're going to definitely get it to where it functions better. The quick release actually releases, bolt it down tight. As far as anything else, let's go find out. If you followed my original videos of redoing my garage, look, still pretty neat, huh? You will remember I took that vise off of here. I tightened all these up, added some screws, got everything good and solid. I didn't go next level on it because I love the history. This thing is old. And I know, so am I. Very funny. And then I added this vise, but the other one will fit perfectly right in here once we get it cleaned up. So let's go do it. I'm not real sure how far I want to go with taking this apart. I just realized it's made in Japan. It says right here. To my Japanese followers, Ohayo gozaimasu. I used to live in Japan. Welcome. I just realized I have Japanese followers. Love it. Okay. We got a slotted pin in the back that I'm definitely going to take off. Basically, I want to get the screw out and see if I can get it really clean so I can lubricate it. So anyway, it's got the slotted pin in the back right here. So I'm going to tap that out. I'm going to hold it down, and then I'm going to beat the crap out of it. Not really. I'm going to tap on it and see if we can't get it to just slide on out for us. I know it's crude. It works. I don't think it's going to take much, but and through the miracle of editing, it's out. That was not difficult. That was me being difficult. I should have used a straighter punch and from the get-go, but I didn't. But it's out. Let's see what comes apart. That comes apart. I don't think I realized how buggered up that thing was. Well, that's out. I think I'm going to see if I have any snap ring pliers. We'll get the screw out and we'll go from there. So hang on. Okay. I want to get this video done. So I can't find my snap ring pliers. And I don't feel like running to the store, because then as soon as I get home, I'll find them. So I did the old school way. Ta-da! Anyway, but what I was going to show you is once you get it out of the groove, you can't get it off there. You have to back out the screw, and then the snap ring and the washer will work their way out all the way down. So I have more chances of messing it up and losing it this way, I guess. I don't know. But it's a-coming. I didn't record that. It was just too, yeah, no. Oh, look at that. Almost out. There we go. Washer. Snap ring. Now, I could punch. Oh, wow. No, I can't. I'd have to drill them out. The pins that hold the weigh tubes here. But I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to clean them up. I don't even know if I'll hit them on the wire brush because it's mostly just grease and grime. So I'll probably just go right to sandpaper. Wire brush, wire brush. I'll clean these up. I don't even think I'm going to paint them because I don't see... If I paint them, it's just going to be spray paint and it's going to chip off. But once I get them cleaned up and get some of the grooves that I cut in them over the years filed out a little bit, I think they'll be fine. But we'll see. I usually change my mind as I go. So next, let's try these tubes. Wipe them down, degrease them, and then go from there. Any chance I get to play with PB Blaster is a good day. I love this stuff. It brings back a lot of old school memories. Yeah. Again, right now it's getting all the grease and grime, build up. That way I can better see what's under there. Not bad, though. I mean, yeah, they got surface rust, but not bad. I wonder if I can... You know, when I got this in my 20s, I said, man, I'm going to make a nice set of soft jaws for it out of some wood. And I never did. What I would do is throw an old piece of scrap plywood or pine behind whatever I was doing and tell myself, my next project, I got to make a nice set of, soft jaws. But it never happened. Will it today? Who knows? Yeah, there's like paint and grime on there. No wonder the things wouldn't slide easy. This has a quick release mechanism, so you should be able to just slide it out. And then it hasn't worked in a long time, and now I see why. I think we'll let that soak on there for a few minutes. Maybe take the screw over to the wire brush for a bit. So, while I'm getting my wire wheel clamped up to this bench, which I think it's going to vibrate like a freight train, but that doesn't matter. I went into one of the drawers of my box and snap ring pliers, snap ring pliers, snap ring pliers. Does that happen to you, or is this a me thing? Which tells me that when I did my garage organization and I said eventually I'm going to get to where I organize all the drawers, and I need to step that up. Even if it isn't worth recording, I need to get it done because that's embarrassing. But at least I happen to put it back together. All right, be right back. Okay. Ta-da! Much prettier. I'm not going to polish it. It's going to go back on a workbench, and it's going to rust sooner than later where I live. So let's get the weigh tubes cleaned up, the paint cleaned up, and see what we're going to do with it, and get her back together. I'm not going to drag this one out because it's going to be another back into the rotation usable tool, not a showpiece. So let's get her going. I was going to take this to the belt sander, but I sometimes enjoy not making noise, but still making progress. Hang on, quiet. My dog just looked at me. I just want to sit here and enjoy the time. I got a couple of little extra pieces of leftover sandpaper to use up. I'll tell you a quick story. Remember I did that cat's paw the other day. If you saw that video, I have one and I don't need to. So I wanted to give it to somebody, and I knew of a neighbor that would like it. So when I saw him, I said, "Hey, you got a cat's paw?" Thought he'd say, "Oh, what's that?" Instead, he's like, "Yeah, I got a couple of them. You need to borrow it?" I'm like, "No, that's okay, thanks." So then another young guy and his wife, they're really nice, and they live a couple blocks away. And their fence partially blew over, so they were going to get ready to demo and do some fence work. And I said, "Oh, boy." And anyway, she said, "Hey, why don't you come over and check it out?" So I walked over and I carried my and he's a young teacher. I thought, well, maybe, he could appreciate a tool like that. And I said, "Hey, you got a cat's paw?" And he's expecting, "What's that?" And he's like, "Yeah, I have one." I'm like, damn it. I said, "Well, now you got two of them." I'm like, because you're going to need it with all this fence work. And they're fairly new homeowners, so they're going to be here a while. But that's two young people I didn't think would even know what a cat's paw is. And that just goes to show you that don't think you've got people figured out until you've got them figured out. I don't know. It was kind of a cool story, and she admired how pretty it looked because we cleaned it up, and he was thankful to have another tool in his arsenal. And this is probably stupid trying to talk while sanding. I'm sorry. Anyway, it went to a new home. It's going to get a lot of love, and they're dog people too, so you can't go wrong with that. Okay, I'm going to leave you guys be. I'm going to take about half an hour to myself to see what I can accomplish here and decide how far I'm going to accomplish. Okay, right back. Okay, I'm going to give these holes a real quick hit with some sandpaper. Not that sandpaper, it's falling off. And then this with a little wire brush on my rototool here. And I think we'll be ready to then clean the paint part. So let me get another one here. Gosh, I should have looked at it before I turned the dang thing on. Oh, this one's good. Anyhow, how y'all doing? It's been a minute, literally. Okay, sorry about that. Let's try this real quick. All right. I'm going to take a little of that PB blaster off of there because most of it's going to wind up in my face. Ha! I got this jug of WD-40 whenever my cans would stop working because they were probably left out in the cold too long. I would pop a hole in them and pour it in here. So we're just going to go over the paint part to get some of the grime off with that and this nylon brush. I know, it sounds weird. Here's what I've decided. I'm not going to paint it. For one, the paint that's on it is not too bad. A couple of chips here and there. And I'm not going to take out these grooves on the top. And I'll tell you why too. I've had this vise since before my son was born. And it's followed us all around the world where we've lived. And I first taught him how to clamp a piece of wood and use a handsaw with this vise. Then I took a long hiatus from putting any wooden things in it. And my son and I focused on more mechanical things, welding and car repair. And I can't tell you how many Volkswagen pieces were clamped up and ground down in this. That's why it has those cuts that a normal wood vise wouldn't have. Anyway, we have a deal that my son gets first dibs on tools when I go. And we've worked that out. Anyway, I just thought he's going to see this and he's going to see the dents and the dings, but he's also going to see that I gave it a refresh. But I don't want to take away it being our vise, him and I, because again, we spent a lot of time on it. And if he decides that's not what he wants to do and he wants to get rid of it or completely redo it, it's up to him. And that's probably, I'm doing it honestly more for me, because every time I look at it, I think, oh, I remember that time we tried to hold a screen frame, a window screen frame in it and cut the metal, or I don't know, probably 20 other things will pop up here. But I think I will eventually get some decent cheap wood and make those clamps, the soft jaws I was talking about. I don't know when. But I think having it functional, but still be the vise it was, is more important than me. I'll probably look at it and regret it and go, wow, why didn't I go further with that? That's okay, though. I can always change my mind. That's the beautiful thing. Well, here's a thing we can try. Can we put the whole thing back together with not having to cuss and not having to edit out my bumbling? I think it'll be fun to give it a shot. So let's see what we can do. So I'm going to put the movable jaw back on the way tubes. Oh, here we go. Oh, wow. Look at that. So much smoother. I will probably put a little bit of lithium grease on them when I'm done. I don't know yet. Probably. Let's try this. I'm pretty sure it goes this way, because then when you loosen it, it would drop. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. And then we slide the... Are you watching? Probably not. Did I forget anything yet? Yeah, I sure did. Dang it. We'll put the washer and the snap ring. Okay. Not editing it for clumsiness, but I may edit out so you don't have to watch me wiggle it all the way down. Come on. No, well, we're here together. Darn. Okay. I dropped the ball. That has to go through there first. Darn it. Okay, I am going to edit all this out. I have to go through here, then put the snap ring and the washer on, then go through here. That was silly. That's what I get for having no memory of what I did 10 minutes ago or however long it's been. That means I can talk as much as I want during this, because you're not going to see it. Oh, lucky me. No, lucky you. All right. Much better. Whoop. Wow. Get the snap ring out of the way. I think I can just hold it and screw this all the way through everything. I don't know. There it is. Like gravy now. Uh-huh. Oh. Yeah, I think it was binding up to here. I think. All right, let me sort it out. Give me a minute. All right. What it was these knobs that keep it from turning too far had bound up while I was fiddle farting around screwing it in. My fault. And so I cut it off, figured that out by just giving it a little boop, loose. And then I decided to throw the snap ring in. So, yeah, I failed miserably on that one too. I can't stand those things. I'm sure if I've used them more in my life, I wouldn't feel such animosity, but I can't stand them. But yeah, here we are. And then this piece goes here. And the pin, I'm going to reuse this pin. I'm going to try and reuse it. I don't see why I shouldn't or can't. We'll see. Let me get a hammer. I can already see I'm going to have to adjust the audio for this, huh? So I don't break your eardrums. Look at that. Beautiful. A little more. You seeing this? Look at that. This guy's got talent. Okay. She's back together. So in theory, we'll put her back in and she'll work as good as new. Okay. I'm going to give it a quick dry wipe, and then I'm going to put a coat of the Vaseline Mineral Spirit on it to try and deter the surface rust that's going to break out here in a matter of days in our rainy climate. Then I'm going to find some bolts. Didn't think of that before I started. I'm going to try, hang on. I'm trying to find some bolts that I can put it to the table, because when I took it off, of course, I didn't save. Well, I saved them. I don't know where. So hang on, right with you. All right. Flash forward. What did we end up with? I now have two working vices conveniently located right next to each other. This one, the quick release, works and it slides great. And then you can... And the saw marks, the cut marks, those paint splatters are all going to stick around for one more generation, and maybe it'll change after that. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. Getting it on the bench here was not as quick and easy as I thought it was going to be, but that's just because I'm my own worst enemy. At the end of the day, it's done. It's functional, and I'm happy with it. So let me know what you think. I appreciate, again, you spending the time to watch me bumble through my projects, because some days I feel like I'm on top of my game, and then I wake up and realize, no, I'm not. But that's okay. We're having fun. See you on the next one. Maybe. I hope. Bye.